We are also taking your calls. I'm still waiting to hear. There, have you got one there? Let me speak to a goon. I want to talk about Saka. Give me a goon on this. Let's go speak to Alex. All right, Al. Good evening.
Evening, how are you both?
Yeah, good.
Thank you.
Good. I want to talk about Saka. You phoned up. You want to talk about Kane. What is it about all you gooners want to phone up and talk about Kane?
No. That's not the starting point. The starting point is his name has been banded about for the past couple of days since he broke Wayne Rooney's record as England's top scorer.
Yep.
Okay? The title needs to be changed. He's England's record top scorer. He is not England's greatest scorer or striker at all. The likes of Vardy probably go above him in that regard, because you've got to understand this.
Whoa. Rewind.
Good.
Okay, go on.
Why would you put Vardy ahead of Kane?
Well, I was about to get to that. Kane scored how many goals? 268, 270, roughly?
200
goals,
yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Not one of those goals meant anything to anyone. Full stop.
I'm sure they meant something to Kane.
Vardy has scored. He's won the Premier League. He's won the FA Cup. He's also won the Charity Shield, Community Shield, whatever you want to call it. Kane's goals have meant nothing.
Big competition,
to anyone.
That Community Shield, by the way, big one. I won that.
All I'm saying is that you can't put two and two together. The title of England's record goal scorer stands, not the greatest striker. Not by
he's the greatest goal scorer, isn't he? He's the greatest, in terms of numbers. I mean, it's just another way of saying it, isn't it?
But that's about it. But in terms of his strikes, his ability, what he's won, it means nothing. You can score 500 goals, whatever. If you've won nothing in your career, where does that put you in the likes of Vardy, for example, or Rooney, or Ian Wright? Nowhere, because you haven't got a single title under your belt, and not one of those goals has meant anything to anyone.
But as a striker, when you're getting touted against other great strikers by their goal tallies, it's not how many medals you've won, it's how many goals you've scored in your career. Winning a title is more of a team thing. We're talking about personal accolades where he's golden boot for club and country. He's top goal scorer after season after season.
Every week he's breaking records, isn't he?
Yeah, his numbers are through the roof. So a striker, your job is to score goals, and you're judged against other strikers on how many they score, not how many league titles. Because you could, score minimal goals but win a league. It doesn't make you then a better striker than Harry Kane. You're not, because he's scoring more goals.
No, but what I'm saying to you is change the title. Change it to England's record goal scorer. Leave it at that. Don't talk about the greatest. He's not the greatest. It's as simple as that. That's what people need to get into their minds. And it's not the case of Arsenal players are bashing, Arsenal supporters are bashing him.
I don't know.
And all the rest of it.
I don't know, Al.
It's as simple as that.
Al, it sounds a little bit like you're bashing Kane.
No, not at all.
I mean, to bring Jamie... Yeah, but okay, let's just have this. Jamie Vardy... as brilliant as he was for Leicester and what he'd done that season, which was quite remarkable, Harry Kane's a better striker. Can we agree on that?
No.
What? We can't agree on that.
Wow.
By numbers, you can.
That's what I mean.
I forget numbers. Let's talk about ability.
Right. Let's go back
ability.
to the season that Leicester won the Premier League.
Forget that one season. Let's talk over a period of a man's career. Let's talk about ability.
Right. Penalties. He scored a vast majority of his England goals against lesser teams, San Marino, Lithuania,
but you got to play those teams. It's
not his fault.
We got
Okay, fair enough.
You can't help that. I mean, Kazakhstan they just beat Denmark. You got to play these
big
sides.
Okay, but look at Vardy's records of his goals. He had pace, he had skill, and his right foot was phenomenal. Kane, only recently has he been able to shimmy past one player and hit the back of the net. Vardy has been doing it consistently, albeit this season has been terrible because of what happened in court and all the rest of it, which we won't talk about, which has affected his game. But in terms of the goals, the type of goals that the two scored, Vardy is well above there. Over and above.
We're going to have to disagree on that one now. I think you've got your Arsenal bias there firmly in place.
Absolutely. I don't think it's Arsenal bias. No. I just think it's fact. I honestly do.
Listen, can we talk about Saka briefly?
Yeah.
I mean, do you go to Arsenal games? Are you regular at Arsenal or not?
I wouldn't say regular. Probably have been about 6-7 times a season.
Okay, so you've seen him up close and personal because you always get a different perspective. It really did. It kind of capped off what's been a brilliant last 6 months for him, hasn't it?
Absolutely. I mean, the guy is just gone from strength to strength, and he's done things this season that has allowed us to develop our game. I mean, his goal-scoring ability is up there. He's now in double figures, if not the leading scorer for Arsenal. He's just almost a complete player. Tracks back, wins balls, deliverer of balls. He's a great goal scorer as well, and he's done it on the world stage. And this is what you want from a complete player, and that's what we have in Saka.
Alex, you said there is almost a complete player. Watching him, where do you think he's going to improve, and how good can he be?
I think sometimes the first ball lets him down, but he's young. And I think only time will allow him to develop that skill and just to hone that ability to beat the first man. And there is sometimes an air of trickery that he tries to do that doesn't quite work out. But again, he's young, this happens. But he's going in the right direction. And he doesn't let things faze him. You know, the issue with the Euros a couple of years back and missing the penalty, many players would have crumbled under that pressure. But good on the boy. He's managed to pick himself up with the right support that he's had, and he's just absolutely pushed on.
And do you know what? He seems like a lovely lad as well, doesn't he?
He's always got a smile on his face.
He looks like he'd be good, great teammate to have around because he's. Thanks for the call, Al. Yeah, he's got that kind of face that looks like he enjoys laughing. Yeah, doesn't he?
He looks like a cheeky little chap.
He does. Let's go and speak to another gooner. Let's go and speak to. It says his name is T. Evening, T.
How you doing, lads? You all right? Great.
Ain't getting on, fool.
Good.
Good. So
what do you say? You're a gooner. Have you phoned up to talk about Saka or Spurs?
Bit of both.
Right, okay, it's amazing. Yeah,
right,
they're enjoying this. They're still gooners, aren't they? Having Spurs.
First one is Kane. So I'm not biased, but let me tell you about Kane. He's an absolute world-class striker, and I would take him at Arsenal 100%. No question about it.
That's how I see it. At Arsenal. That's how I see it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Everyone's saying Kane's not done it. He's done it. Yes, he does need a trophy, but everything else he's done it. Now, moving on, I think you had a previous caller, the Spurs fan, that said that we were all crying Mikel Arteta out, this and that. Everyone's entitled to an opinion. Yes, we all wanted him out because of the situation at our club at that time. But let's flip it and say when Conte came in, everyone was saying, they're back with a big manager. I remember Jamie O'Hara on Sky Sports, we're back, we've got Conte, Arsenal be scared. And look at them now, 1 year later.
This is true. Yeah, this is
true. We're entitled to our opinion when Mikel Arteta, and he put all of us, he doubted all of us, we all doubted him. But guess what? He silenced us all. And now we're moving in the right direction. And this is the thing with Tottenham fans. They don't understand. They've been above us for the last 6-7 years. And their best achievement has been finishing above Arsenal. That's it. Nothing else.
Yeah, it's true.
That's all they can say. Because they haven't won any trophies. They've been better than us for the last 6-7 years. What have they got to show for it?
No.
Nothing.
No.
Do you see that turning? Do you see that tide turning anytime soon? Do you see them being the big team in North London and overtaking Arsenal? Do you think they can even? Do you think they can even catch up to Arsenal?
I don't see it because I'll tell you why. One thing that they keep saying they want to go back to Poch. That's their biggest mistake. They had Poch and they didn't win anything. Yes, they got to a Champions League final, another achievement for them. Well done. But you're going to go back to Poch where you didn't win anything, and now you want to go back to him and you're still not going to win anything. So what's the point?
But if he took over this team, if he inherited this team that he had, because this team is better than what he had at the time to get to Champions League final. If he took over this team, do you think he would get more out of them than where they are now?
I don't think so, because if you think about this team, if Conte couldn't even get them that far, I don't think Poch will be able to. Conte's a serial winner and he couldn't do it. So I don't think Poch will. And more or less, Poch is coming back to some of the same players. Dyer, Sanchez. He's coming back to these same players. Lloris still in goal. Yes, he's injured, but he's still there. So it's still some of the same players. So I don't think he'll be.
They are in for Nagelsmann. That's been there's the back page of. I think that's the Mail. I can see up there. Nagelsmann fight. It says there. So Spurs are in the mix.
Do you know what it is with Jason? We're hammering Spurs, but they still are sitting fourth. How bad they've been all season.
It's remarkable.
They are sitting in fourth place.
They have been turgid to watch. I mean, they have been stinking grounds out.
Oh, yeah.
They're a very dull team to watch.
I switch over.
Yeah, they're not great to watch. But you know, who knows what happens with the new double team that they've got there now. You know, it's changing that style of football has to be the first and most important thing they do, isn't it?
Yeah,
indeed. Let's go speak to Nick, who's another goon, right? Nick, gooners everywhere.
Right, how are you?
Right, Nick. Now, have you phoned up to talk about Spurs or Saka?
I phoned up for Saka, actually.
Oh, good. Go on in.
I will say, and I'm probably going to be unpopular with the Goonies for this,
Right.
I will say I think Kane is a world-class striker.
Well,
You know,
he is. You don't do what he's done.
So,
if he's
you
not.
know,
I mean, I'll be honest about it, and I'm not going to take bias because I am a Gooner, so, you know, I know it's going to go down unpopular in the community, but it's true.
Well,
But another amazing player is Bukayo Saka.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I mean, I watched him last night. I was with my grandparents, and my nan doesn't even watch football. And when he scored his goal, even she sort of sat up and was like, "Oh wow!" Like,
lovely finish.
even she was impressed. So, you know, if he's impressing my old little nan, then I'm sure he's impressing everyone around the world. But I mean, he's just such a role model for everyone as well. And at the age of 20, I mean, what more could you ask for?
Are you scared that he could be poached? Are you worried of him going anytime soon?
I know a lot of people are scared that he's not signed a contract yet.
Yeah, I said the contract's not been signed, so you know.
I think he'll stay. I think he'll sign it. I think I've got full trust in him. I know everyone's going to be after him, but I think he's Arsenal through and through. So I've got no doubts and no worries about losing him.
It'll be a massive loss, though. It'll be an absolute huge loss for your team. And how would you replace that?
I don't know. I mean, you don't know what's going through the academy or anything like that, but I don't think you could replace that at the moment. He's by far one of our best players. We rely on him week in, week out. And, you know, for somebody of his age, he's, you know, just completely burst onto the scene, and he is such a crucial player for us. But the thing is, you think, like, you know, we've got players like Smith Rowe and stuff like that, though. They've been injured all season. We haven't seen much of those. So, you know, if he was to go, it would be a big loss, but eventually we'd replace him. But yeah, of course, we'd struggle.
Nick, there is we've got the back pages around about 10 to 15 minutes' time. There is a story about Saka on the back page of one of the newspapers. I'll reveal all in around about 10 to 15 minutes' time. Thanks for the call, Nick.
Cheers, Nick.
The Sports Bar with Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy. Monday to Thursday nights from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.